to my returning selves, my grown, extended, beautiful family. Just thank you for our life be open towards changes as well as acknowledgments. So I'm saying uplift on your journey because I know we all truly need it. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light. Many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Even if it's about the positive feedback of the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacted your life, and heading you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the videos are very informative to you, my eyeliner keeps running out, so I apologize because I keep wiping my eye. Uh, if you if you find the videos uplifting or inspiring or gives you good vibes or good information you would love to share with a loved one, family, or friend, or even a fellow empath that are going through trying times and need spiritual guidance or just need confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give me a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for the love and support y'all been giving me. It's truly appreciated. And I'm glad I can be a part of your journey. And I hope that you're able to resonate with the content of my videos. So the music that I'm listening to in the background, I've been trying to really find some like really peaceful meditation music so it can flow through me as I'm projecting towards y'all to flow through you. And I thank y'all for that. Y'all been giving me comments about the videos, with the videos and having the meditation music in the background. I know some people said they had toothaches and they went away. They had really intense headaches and it was able to go away too. So I'm glad I was able to help you with those things. So the meditation music I'm listening to in the background is called Relaxation. Feel Your Inner Peace. Binaural beats, isochronic tones with subliminal messages. And I will post that link in the description box below. And my video today is 2021 Heyokas as you evaluating your intense emotions as dealing with your upgrades on gifts. I know this has been happening for the last few days, especially over the weekend. It got really cool. My love bugs, a lot of y'all get in touch with me over on Facebook, and they talk about the things that they're going through. I won't go into detail about that because I always say, whatever anybody's going through is absolutely confidential when we speak together, because I want them to be able to have my, they got my trust with their, situations that are going through. And, when we're all able to help people, it makes me feel good that, I can be able to help on certain sentences. It's just like when I need help, like, hey, is there something going on that I need to know about? Because all I'm going through this, so I know it's not me. I'm like, why am I going through these crazy changes? Because a lot of times it will make, these feelings of rage. I've been seeing a lot of people with that. Thank God I have been dealing with that, but I just try to send them some calming vibes because they're coming to terms. You have to, I would get a little bit irritable, but I would have like crying spells. And it can be something very, beautiful, and I end up busting out in tears, crying like I'm like I feel like such a punk, but I'm allowing my emotions to flow, And I always tell people if you're going through that rage, like going through dark night of the soul, because there's a lot of us that are just recently starting to go through spiritual awakenings, and you have to go through those rotating doors of kundalini ascension, dark night of the soul, coming to terms, the healing from your trauma. So all this stuff is coming up to the surface while your gifts are going through a major upgrade. A lot of y'all are dealing with this as well as me, because it was like I was, it was people getting in contact with me, were like, Roslynn, this happened, and all of a sudden the universe tells me, okay, you need to tell them this about certain situations they're going through, and that gave them some kind of comfort on what they were experiencing in their life, and it to basically get smacked into reality with when that spiritual awakening came upon you. It had you facing a lot of things that you probably weren't aware of, or going deep rooted on things that you have been suppressing for a lot of years that has you the way you are, because a lot of times we have been quick to be, like snapping if you have been dealing with a lot of past aggression that you have dealt with either in your past life or things that you have had endured and during your childhood. It can really put people in places that, God is, really good to me, for me to be able to help a lot of people when they tell me, Rosalind, I went through this. And it's heartbreaking for them to have to tell me. And a lot of times I don't want to hear it. But if I'm going to help them, I have to be open to hearing that. It's just like if you're calling a crisis center, I love doing stuff like that. I've done it before. Being able to help a lot of people deal with stuff like that, coming to terms with it, even though it can be hard, especially if you're an empath like us, it's hard to be able to hear somebody that went through shortcomings or whatever trauma they had to get through in their lives that made them like reevaluate relationships. They intend to getting in bad relationships one after another because of certain things they endured. Either you had daddy issues, mommy issues, you were sexually assaulted when you were younger, going through abuse like that, it tends to, go through your life with decisions you made about how you deal with people as well as the relationships you picked. I've been there, I had to really come to terms with that. It's just like when, I have friends that, are dating people and then things don't come out right, it allowed me to be able to tell myself it's not that I shut myself off from the world and wanting to date or anything like that, but I have that gift to where I know, is this going to be worth my time? If I'm still learning and growing, healing in different ways. My life is very complicated because it's like, if you know who I'm related to, it's always going to be in the back of my mind. Are you wanting me for me or who I'm related to? So it's just a lot of times, I just don't even engage in stuff like that. I can be friends with you. I love the network, but it won't go any further than that. When I'll know, universe always told me when it's your right time to date and engage with a certain person we're bringing along your path, you will get that signal. And I haven't had that one yet, but I'm grateful for me to be able to help other people, and I always tell them, a lot of times we go through different situations and you have bad relationships, and a lot of times we don't want to be lonely, but a lot of people have made decisions on being in relationships just to say they were in one, and that ends up being a trouble for them later on down the line because it wasn't a good relationship. They weren't paying attention to red flags and all these different things. But not to get into that, but you're acknowledging a lot of things that you're coming to terms with. A lot of us, they're recently starting to come out. They're just now finding out they're Heyokas, or they're just trying to find out what is that. I don't feel like just a regular empath. If that's what your intuition is telling you. A lot of people are like, well, I don't know if I'm full blood Indian or if I got this in there. If you start having dreams about Indian tribes or tribal, not Indian tribes, but Native American tribes, I'm trying to be politically correct. And you're having dreams about these things, you're always drawn to like the grounds of our Native American history and stuff like that, and the nations that they have. A lot of things, I was around that all the time. I was like, I used to trip out when I used to live in the Midwest because a lot of places they had, it was like Indian territory, and they had to get paid for that. I was like, somebody pays you just for having stuff on the land? It was like, yeah, our ancestors own that. They got to pay. I was like, well, damn, I didn't know that. And I was like, where can I get it? And they were like, girl, you had to be full blood. I was like, oh, okay, well, dang. And it was just very interesting, all the things that, my friends were telling me because their family was in, they were telling me about the money they had to get. I forgot what it's called, but they were getting paid because of the places where they had to put buildings and stuff that they had to pay the Native Americans for the land that they were occupying. So I'm like, oh, that's good to know. But if you're something on you that your ancestors had guided you towards these videos. So it was like, I need to go back and see if, from what I know, I don't think there was an intense thing, but that was like on the 13th. But I think that kind of set sailed, between the 12th and the 13th of last week. That kind of like raised the bar for you to be open, it like, or open a portal to where a lot of your gifts are getting very intense. A lot of the things that are coming to the surface, that you were acknowledging a lot of things that you probably forgot about, because usually if we suppress a lot of things, it's just for us to be able to forget. And it was things that you needed to be able to heal on, things you were coming to terms with. But while you're dealing with that, you're getting all these different emotions. You're probably dealing with rage. You're trying to deal with irritability. At times people lash out. They have people being combative with them. A lot of times you have to understand, if you're consuming a lot of energy, you have to, and I have to tell some of my love bugs this, you have to make sure you maintain that positive force field when you can tell this is not my emotions, because whatever you're consuming throughout the day and you're dealing with a lot of people, you can take that on as yourself and you could be pushing that out. And when you're pushing that out, you're putting more, negative influences on you for you to end up having more negative mishaps, because you're like, Rosalind, these keep coming at me left and right, left and right, left and right, left and right. And I'm trying to really understand, why am I going through this? Because if you're on a negative focus, if you're paying attention to negative things, if you're allowing yourself to go into that thought process of something negative instead of productive, that's what you're going to be getting back. So there's going to be people lashing out at you. You're bumping into people, and y'all are becoming, like, to the point y'all yelling and everything. That's why I always tell them, make sure you meditate. When you're dealing with the outside world, everything I have to do is really at home. So the only times I got to go out is unless I go to stores and everything. I always make sure I put that force field up. So I'm good with that. And it's just like universe is starting to, for me not to be able to hear or feel the energies around other people, because especially if you're in Walmart, you already know it's about to go popping, because number one, these are around the holidays, and number two, when you go to Walmart, they only got like two lanes open, so that you already know it's going to be a whole lot of people that's being very irritated. So it was the last two times I went in there. I can really feel grateful. I didn't have to have my glasses on. I, only had one earbud in case somebody called me, and wasn't even listening to music. So I feel, they were telling me, you can do this. We got faith in you. You have faith in yourself. You can do this. You're coming in here to get your stuff. You're engaged with people in case, that it would be people I know, and just going about my business. And I really felt good about that. But it's just universe is allowing you to understand that your gifts are going into a major upgrade. You've probably been getting a lot of vibrations from your third eye as well as your, and it's like whatever your gift is being intensified, and a lot of y'all are going through different traumas you're coming to terms with, and that switched on another gift. Only you, I don't know what that is. So it's just like, don't ever feel like you have just one gift. You could be a twin flame, an indigo, a INFJ, and then you come to find out you're a Wiccan, you're a Reiki healer, you're a shaman, you're clairvoyant, you got medium traits, all these different things, because we're all multi-gifted. We are probably got about 4 or 5 different gifts. Some of them are still laying dormant, but you had to go through certain phases of your life, whether it was coming to terms with who you were, or coming to terms with the abuse or trauma that you have dealt with to make you go through your spiritual awakening. There's things that you had to go through and experience before you went into your spiritual awakening. So all these things are like flipping switches. But there's a lot of us that are, where you're healing, you're allowing yourself to be brave and, take that leap of faith on what they were trying to guide you towards, you were scared to do before. Because a lot of things right now is pushing people to do more. Allow yourself to, engage a lot more, allow yourself to be open to be taught things, allowing yourself to be open to corrective criticism. All these things are happening, but while this is happening, it's like their gift for you to give that extra boost. It's like, okay, well, we're gonna, this is just like you're in school, and you've been doing all these different things, you had great attendance and all that stuff. I don't know if people overseas they dealt with that, but you give them an award towards, I guess, a certain quarters or something in school time. It just depends. And then they're allowing you to, okay, this is your gift. You've been going through this and toying with it all along. So, you're helping others, you're serving humanity, you're allowing yourself to become vocal in your gift. You're allowing your gift to be able to help you to serve humanity in that special way, whatever your gift is you're doing. But it's allowing you, because if you feel like you're having a mental breakdown, don't fret. If you really feel like you need to do that, please go get yourself evaluated. I don't want to sit up here and tell you not to. But I always tell people, if you're going to go see a psychiatrist, allow them to be spiritually oriented like us. Don't go to no normal one, because you tell them the stuff that you're dealing with, they'll lock your ass up so quick. But if you can deal with somebody who's on that spiritual wavelength like you, they can, if you can't get the help from me, go ahead and do that. But a lot of times it will make you feel like you're having a nervous breakdown, make you feel like, you have mental issues that's coming on and you can't deal with it. And it's like everything's coming up. That's where the dark night of the soul, as well as Kundalini Ascension. A lot of times I went through all three at one time while I was dealing with an upgrade. That was like a lot. but then that's like testing your strength as well. It's just like the universe is not going to put something on you you cannot handle. They wouldn't send you out towards that. They're not going to feed you to the wolves. They're not going to tell you to go this way if they know this is going to hinder you or hurt you in some kind of way. They're not doing that. They have that faith in you to know you have what it takes to overcome. You have what it takes to get through. You have what it takes to maintain and walk in your truth as well as in your power. Dealing with those things is not easy. Nobody said this road wasn't easy, but you already know the things that you want to bring into fusion for your life. You know the things that you're manifesting, but you also have to understand you came here to do what you need to do. All hell's breaking loose, and they need us to be able to, uh, show our love towards other people, being able to experience, use our life experience to be able to help others that, that can connect with you in that kind of way where they dealt with kind of some kind of experience like that. So it's just a lot of us we're dealing with that where your powers are upgrading to the fullest. It can be and you feel like that you're gonna be that rage because like I had to tell somebody the other day, that's just like when you're in that rage, it's like somebody coming to bark at you and it's like a bear who haven't ate in a few weeks and you don't woke him out of his hibernation. That's not something you want to do. I say for whatever you possibly can, please try to avoid getting to any altercations or fight with anybody because you become that beast. And that's not something, it's like when you're dealing with us on that length, it's not nice. It can be downright scary because with us being that way, I mean, I've been there and people told me, Roslyn, your whole mannerism changed. It looked like a demon just woke up in you. I said the scary part is I felt it because I was dealing with a lot of anger. It was right after my dad passed away, so it was a lot I was dealing with, and I ended up beating the crap out of somebody, and that scared the mess out of me. Even though at times, because it was the work bully, I felt it was funny at times, but then it was like I allowed that girl to take me out my character. But I have to sometimes I have to tell myself you shouldn't have did that, but she had it coming. Because you had to keep I had to keep warning her, hey, I'm not what you want. I don't want to get into a fight with you because if I get into a fight with you, it's gonna be some issues. Because I was holding in a lot of anger and I really felt bad for that. But it's just the repercussions that I did throughout that situation scared me to death because it was like levitation involved, pulling somebody up to the ceiling, taking it back down. It was like a lot. And I didn't know I did that until I had my coworkers that had my back like, girl, do you know you crawled up the wall with the chick? I'm like, I thought I was imagining because when you fight somebody, it's like you see yourself tearing somebody apart and actually, sucking the life out of the room, sucking all the energy out of the room and using it as my own because there was so much negativity in that room. You could have cut it with a knife because I felt it as soon as I came into the door. And no, mind you, I had to go almost like a half a block just to get into the breakfast room where I was working at. And I felt it when I walked into the door. And I got really calm and I was just like, I didn't realize what I did. So it's just like I tell anybody when you get into that rage, please try to calm yourself, walk away, don't engage. Don't do that, don't engage. I've been there, don't do that. That's not nothing nice because with me, I was blessed to have like about 8, 9 people to get me off of that one person. I can't say the same for you. So, whatever you're going through, whatever you might be a little bit in your feelings or, you're a little bit tickish, allow yourself to walk off, breathe like, I'm not getting into this because I already see where it's going to take me. A lot of us are going through that. So allow yourself to be able to come one with your emotions. Allow yourself to make peace with whatever you're dealing with. If it's emotions is in crying, sad, allow yourself to push that out for you to be able to come to terms with whatever you got to go to terms with because it's like what we're dealing with is not easy. When we signed up for this, they didn't tell us they were going to knock all our gifts off our knowledge because a lot of things you're doing is like deja vu. And the reason why it feels like deja vu because you seen yourself doing this already. That's why you're remembering a lot of things. It's like, didn't I do this before? You knew before you got here every step that you were taking. They were allowing you to see that, but they left some parts out to let you know we ain't going to tell you your warrior powers is going to go. Everything's being shut off because if you were going in there how you were while you signed up for that, you wouldn't have learned nothing. The people around you wouldn't have learned nothing. They would have been straight, straight nipped and tucked, and it would have been nothing to learn from. So you had to go through all these things, and they're gradually starting to get popped back on. They didn't want you to, a lot of times we feel like I wish we can go through all this at one time. Don't ask for that. I'm telling you, because just what you're going through right now is hard enough. If you went through everything at one time, you probably be locked up in a loony bin. You could not have been doing that, or you probably would have took your life. That's the reason why they have to wait until you go through certain stages of your life. Certain things you had to be able to, certain stages you had to go through to come to terms with it for another one to be popped off, and then that releases a lot more other things that you're still coming to terms with. And as long as you know you're opening yourself up to heal and not running from your issues, not running from your past, allowing yourself to deal, not cope, but deal and face and thank it for its services and allow yourself to let it go through love and gratitude. That's all they want you to do. But you're going to have to go through all those different things for you to be able to come to terms with it. So if you're going through some intense changes right now, whether your eating habit, my eating habits really changed lately. Like I ate something with meat on it today, and I was just like, But like the last 3 or 4 days, I have not been eating meat. If I haven't had like my toast with a little Nutella on it in the morning, I'm eating a lot of Caesar salads with mushrooms and stuff, and and ranch dressing. Other than that, I'm not really eating meat that much, and I'm trying to drink a lot more water than I usually do. So I've been trying to change my eating habits a lot now. I notice a lot of my weight is starting to come off too because of that. My eyes are starting to change. All these different things is going on with me. But allow yourself to understand these are the changes you're going through. Managing your emotions, allowing yourself to see, if if it's your emotions, allow yourself to understand, why is this emotion coming up? What is it that I need to come to terms with? You have to be able to ask yourself this. You know what you're dealing with. You know what you need to heal from. You know what you need to let go of. You know what the things you need to come to terms with. So, if you're coming out with intense emotion, allow yourself to sit with yourself, you know, and be able to come to terms with why are certain things popping off right now. What is it? Do I need to, tell people when you get a break, allow yourself, if you're able to even wear your headphones while you're at work, allow yourself to listen to some meditation music so you can just balance yourself out. Because, dealing with all these things, your energy could be clashing with somebody else's energy while you're trying to, I think it's like kind of like an integration and stuff like that. So allow yourself to do that. So, I hope you were able to resonate with this video. I hope this is confirmation on the things that you're probably like moon phases that are coming up that we need to look out for and stuff like that. Just thank you for the support, being able to know I can be a part of your life and send some kind of confirmation on the things that you're currently going through to make sense to you. I'm so blessed to be able to be in your life like that, just so you are in mine. Like I said, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, drop me a line, share, um, hit the notification bell as well as subscribe. I don't know if I said that already, but I'm saying it again. Okay, I would love to give a post notification shout out to Dana Reed as well as Coralie Leonard. Much love to you. Welcome to the fam. And I will talk to y'all on another video. I don't know if I have to I hope this was able to help you somewhere along the way. I hope that everything that you're trying to heal from, you can really come to terms with that. I'm praying for each and every one of you. I know that's something very hard that you have to deal with, especially whatever situations you had going on from impact ways with. Next video. Make sure you give out love, light, positivity, as well as prosperity vibes. You never know, your kind words and vibes can really take somebody a long way. And I'll see you on my next video. Much love, peace, be well.